Hi fellow flowers, Violet here, and today I'll be showing you how to make the Snowman lanyard. Now this lanyard is relatively beginner friendly, but you do need to know how to make the seamless circle stitch and how to do a turn. As always, all of the supplemental material will be located in the description box, including lengths as well as number of stitches and links to other videos that might help you out. But for now, I'm going to begin by making my first circle. I found the endpoints of all of the strings and then I'm finding their midpoint. So I'm just starting off with a standard box stitch. So I only have 2 strings here, but 4 ends in total. And then I'm going to make an X over my finger and we will actually start this thing. So place that thumb down, bring this to the bottom left, this to the top right, and then with the string on the right here, I'm going to bring this one over that first strand and then underneath the second. So right here. And I'll pull this nearly all of the way through. Then I will reach my fingers here, grab the partner across the way, and this one will go over this one and underneath this one. And that's just how we are starting the box stitch. Then I'm going to tighten it up. And there you have it. We have a little box knot here. Next, what I need to do is actually flip this upside down because we're making a seamless circle. So you can see this is the bottom of the lanyard, and now I'm going to weave in this direction. So I'll make my 2 loops, then I'll grab the string on the right, and we'll weave this one over this white and underneath this one. Straighten it out. Then I'll reach in between my fingers and grab the other side of that white string, which is located over here. And this one will also go over and under, but this time over this one and then under right here. So going the opposite direction, but still the same pattern of over and under. Now pull this all tight. And I'm just going to continue doing stitches until I have my desired length, which again, I'll put down below in the description box. But alas, after a few stitches, I have this. And now I'm ready to actually close and create that circle. Now, if you'll recall, we left that first stitch upside down. And so we have now little pockets where we can tuck our working strings through. And when we do that, that will give us our seamless circle. So the first step is to make sure that your stitches are lined up. So I'm looking at both faces and you'll see that this string right here is right across from my pocket. So on the left side, I have a string and then I have this pocket right here. So I'm going to tuck the string underneath that little pocket like so. And then I'll pull it all the way through. Now, if you didn't have them lined up, you would just need to do one more stitch on your working side to get it lined up. Otherwise, you'll get kind of like a weird twist in your lanyard when you're trying to do the seamless part. But yeah, so now we're going to move on to the next string, and I'll tuck this one in now so the string on the right gets tucked into the pocket on the right. And then we can pull this through the center and across. Next, this string that is on facing the bottom is actually going to go to like this top pocket. And then I like to insert that string in between the other 2 strings just so that they are all 4 like 90 degrees to each other. And then this last one is going to go in between here and we'll feed him down through this way. So now if I pull all 4 strings, they're all 4 going in opposite directions. And I'll pull it tight and I will get my seamless circle. So I have 1 circle done and now I need to make 2 more circles using the circumference formula to calculate how big they need to be. And after a while, I have the other 2 circles here. So you see my big one, and then I'm leaving all of the extra string on because later I'm going to use these extra strings to tie the body together. But just so you can see, we have all these circles now. And for this next part, I am going to measure out some brown string, and this is just to make him a little hat. Now, if you like kind of the simplistic look of just the body, you can skip this part, but I'm going to start off with another box stitch. So making the 2 loops, going over and under, and I'm just going to stitch about 2 inches so that I have a base to my hat. And after a while of weaving there, I have that base now, and I can grab some more string here, and this is going to be for the squared top of the hat. Again, going to find the midpoint of those strings, and then I'm just going to lay the lanyard over the base of that midpoint, and then I'll make an X, and again I'm just going to start yet another box stitch, but this time with the base of that lanyard kind of inserted through or over the top of my X. And this way it's all attached and I don't have to use any glue or anything to hold it together. So I'll just pull this tight over the lanyard, and I'll continue to weave my box stitches just as usual. And I'll go for about 15 or 17 stitches or so to get me to about 1 inch. Now, once I have that, I'm ready to do a turn. So I'll wrap this string around its neighbor, make the 2 loops on the side, like so. And then I'm going to grasp the string on the left, and I'll weave this one over and under and pull it through. And then for the string on the right, weave him over and under, going the opposite way. And now we can pull this one tightly, just like so. And then I can just weave in this direction now. So I've done a 90-degree turn, and I'll go for a couple more stitches. Then I have this, and I'm ready to do one more turn. This time I need to turn it towards the base of the hat. So I'll start with this string on the right, and I'm going to make the 2 loops, kind of turning it downwards. So I'm sorry this isn't quite the best angle for this, but I'm just turning it now back the direction that we had just turned away from. And then I can pull this all tight. And then I'll just continue to do my stitches in this direction now until I get back to the base of my hat, and then I will be ready to cross over the hat and wrap this thing up. And here's a look at that hat. Now to finish this off, we are just going to cross over the base like I mentioned. So to do that, I'm going to make my 2 loops going on either side of the base. So let me move these out of the way. Then I'm going to make a loop on the left, then a loop on the right, and I'll cross over with my side strings. I'll cross over the base of the hat, and this is what's going to lock it down and keep it all together. So now I can pull this tightly, and then I'll do one more stitch just for safe measures to make sure it doesn't come undone. Weave this over and under, this one over and under. Then pull it tightly, and I'll pull this as tightly as I can without breaking the strings. And you'll see it's a bit wonky looking, so I'm just going to scoot over these stitches to where I want them. And voila, there, now we have a hat, and we are ready to trim off these ends and attach everything together. So I'll start with the top circle. Gravity. Start with this top circle, and I'm just going to use a standard knot to string it together. So I'm making a little X, then tucking this through that center. And I'll do one more just to keep it in place, but just so you can see, using those extra strings, we're able to keep it all together. Now, if you wanted to, you could, instead of using the extra strings, if you don't have enough strings, just trim it off and then glue it together. But however you'd like to do it is a good way. So trim it all off, and there you have it. That is how you make the snowman lanyard. So thanks so much for watching. Keep blooming, and I will see you in the next one.